This program is sponsored by Village Pizza and Pasta, located at 1029 Boston Post Road, Mamaroneck, New York.
Tonight on The Local Live, USDA Wildlife Services remove and euthanize geese at Larchmont Gardens. Bread and Cocoa celebrate their first decade in Larchmont. Take a shot at being creative with glass at Bullseye. And Mamaroneck and Rhinebeck High School celebrate the class of 2019. Good evening, it's Thursday, June 27th. I'm Sibylla Chipaziwa, and welcome to The Local Live. On Monday night, the Village of Mamaroneck Board of Trustees approved its Community Development Block Grant Program application for pedestrian improvements around Mamaroneck Avenue School for the fiscal years 2019 and 2021. The village is also committing to funding up to half of the project's estimated cost, a total of $250,000. The project goals include bicycle traffic safety improvements, repairing sidewalks, and installing ADA-compliant ramps in the vicinity of the elementary school. On Wednesday morning, geese at the duck pond in Larchmont Gardens were euthanized, according to a report at The Loop and postings on Nextdoor.com. This is due to several residents complaining about property damage. A representative from the USDA Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service had addressed the geese issue at the May annual meeting of the Larchmont Gardens Civic Association. The group represents the over 600 homes in the neighborhood that includes the pond. The USDA Wildlife Services informed The Local Live that individual homeowners contracted with their agency, which humanely euthanized the geese and supplied the meat to a local food bank. New York law prohibits the relocation of geese. The Bullseye Glass Company in Mamaroneck often collaborates with community groups. The LMC-TV crew was at Bullseye creating our own colorful art pieces. Watch us in action.
To know about the Resource Center is that we have a supportive, welcoming environment. We have a really nice community of people that come here at all different levels. So if you don't consider yourself an artist and maybe you're intimidated to come take a class, you could not be surrounded by a more supportive environment.
Really fun experience. So you get to be creative and work with your hands. So, go to Bullseye Glass and take a class.
We had a great time today at Bullseye Glass. We want to thank Michelle and her staff because I didn't know that it could be so much fun doing all these things, and I was really blown away by the talent of our staff, which is incredible.
Especially as a beginner, someone who hasn't worked with glass before, I found it very easy after a quick training exercise to get my hands in there and work with glass.
Ooh. Hold that up, Rob.
Yeah.
Most people just come here to enjoy themselves. A lot of the time they continue working here and really kind of find their voice when they're working with glass.
On June 17th, LMC-TV's Board of Directors welcomed its latest member, Jen Baez, to the team. Baez says, quote, "I look forward to the opportunity to create connections with our local supporters and expand the reach of our services and offerings. Stay tuned, Larchmont Mamaroneck, there's so much more to come."
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
The move comes 4 days after her blackface comment that provoked a firestorm.
In an era of media consolidation and globalization, the PEG channels root our media in local communities, in local voices, and that is absolutely indispensable.
A lot of people are able to get job training, information, just from using public access.
This is about the arts. This is about accessibility. This is about transparency.
Great youth media programs. Programs giving people second chances in being able to learn new skills.
PEG stations give viewers critical information about their communities and offer an important platform for local residents. PEG channels connect us to our communities and they enrich our lives every single day of the year. The FCC should work for communities, not powerful cable companies. This battle is a lot like the fight for net neutrality. Net neutrality is really about every voice, no matter how small, being heard. The same is true here with the PEG channels.
The main threat facing media centers nationwide is that the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, is going to redefine how we receive our funding.
It will impact the people who we're trying to serve. They're actually paying for us in their cable bill. And now all of a sudden the cable operator is taking their money and then deducting it from us.
They cannot be in a position where they basically force the shuttering of PEG channels all across our country.
We need Congress to tell the FCC that they're out of bounds.
It's pretty clear to me that the FCC is an agency that does the public's will begrudgingly, and it fits and starts.
We're talking about supporting causes, charities, education, youth, seniors, democracy.
This is not a left issue. This is not a right issue. This is an everybody issue.
If you care about protecting local community access television, raise your voices.
Mamaroneck and Rhinebeck High School seniors celebrate a bittersweet moment at their graduation ceremonies. Here are some of the highlights.
Find a way to bring light, love, and humor in everything you do, and I am confident you will continue to lead and live meaningful lives.
I feel confident that you are all going to do amazing things, and I can't emphasize enough how much I've learned from growing up with you all, and how I've looked up to so many of you at various times. No matter how our memories evolve over the years, our shared time at MHS will always be a factor in who we are. Congratulations, everyone.
To think about your 4 years of high school and the people that helped you through the good days, the bad days, and recognize them, the family, the teachers, the friends, and anyone else who's helped you along the way, and thank them. Just take a moment after graduation and thank them. These are the people that you should cherish and spend time with, because if they helped you at some point in the past, they're likely to help you at some point in the future. I wish everyone the best of luck, and I'd like to thank you for being a part of my class.
Never allow numbers and accolades to solely define who you are. Be kind to others, but most importantly, be kind to yourself. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Bread and Cocoa has been in the Larchmont community for 10 years. Here's co-owner Laurie Vanderwood to reflect on her business.
Bread and Cocoa just celebrated 10 years on Wednesday. Bread and Cocoa works with Coco right across the street. Angela and Grau is my business partner. We've known each other, we just refreshed our memories, since 1982. We had chef together in Armonk at Covington Restaurant. We lost touch for a while, many years, and then I literally was sitting at the traffic light one day here, and I looked to my left and I saw, oh, Coco, a chocolate store. I read the fine print, and it was Angela. Stuck a note under the door, and magic started to happen again. So we've been working together probably, I think, for almost 16 years, because I worked at the other store before we opened this one. I'm a chef. This is what fell into our hands, which is now baking, and some savory items. But one day I was like, you know, maybe. And it took us about a year, even after we had signed this lease, to get everything together and going. I'm doing the retailing. I buy the product, I make the product, I sell the product. I'm a one-person team. You know, when I was younger, we had a big house in Scarsdale, and whenever we had parties, my mom and I would cook, and we always made real food. It wasn't snacks or anything. We would have Chinese in style, and it could be 40, 50 kids, and just that was it. My mom was not a chef or a baker, but we did have a great time cooking together. I started really, really young with it. One of the things that makes us unique actually is the fact that my portions are not supersized. Our sandwiches are small paninis like you would get in Europe, a little piece of meat or cheese. We warm it up. The cookies and shortbreads and biscotti are all just a little bit different. It's great to be able to celebrate 10 years. The community's been very supportive. We've had a lot of changes. It's a different vibe than it used to be, but we have a large European population because the French American School is right across the street. It's been a good journey. I enjoy it. Most days, every once in a while, you know, it's not perfect, but most days I enjoy coming in, and most people leave very happy.
And here's what's happening around town. It's that time of year again, the Firemen's Carnival. The Village of Mamaroneck Volunteer Fire Department is bringing the heat with rides, food, games, and more. The event starts tomorrow, Friday, June 28th, and will run through July 6th at Harbor Island Park. Be sure to get your tickets and to tune into the parade on July 2nd. Start your 4th of July celebrations at the Mamaroneck Harbor's 45th Annual Blessing of the Fleet. Join the U.S. Coast Guard in Mamaroneck as they carry on this tradition. First prize will be awarded to the best decorated watercraft and crew. This all begins at noon at Harbor Island Park. Later in the evening, enjoy the 4th of July concert and fireworks. Be sure to bring blankets, lawn chairs, and more to celebrate Independence Day with family and friends. The event starts at 8 p.m. at Harbor Island Park. And be sure to catch the Outdoor Concert in the Park series starting on July 8th. The music performances will be on Monday evenings at Memorial Park in Mamaroneck starting at 7 p.m.
Found a bullet in the woman's body. It's one of ours.
Someone in this department is playing us.
I've got a pretty good idea who.
Okay, in the past few months, there have been a lot of unexplainable deaths.
They're on to us. We need to step up our game. They're going to find out that I'm Abigail Daniels.
What if? Wait a minute. Daniels? Daniela? I think that Daniela is Abigail.
What are you doing here? I got the call also.
It wouldn't be because you killed him.
I'm starting not to trust the chief either.
Me neither.
LMC Cast.
The whole system is fine. All right, cool. I definitely would recommend doing podcasts if you are someone that likes to get something off the chest, or you want to just talk about anything in the world that just might interest you. Podcast here at LMC TV is amazing.
I hope you're listening out there.
Do you have a news tip? Seen anything interesting around town? Is there breaking news in your community? Send your videos, comments, pictures, and tips to the Local Live, your news source of Larchmont and Mamaroneck.
Remember, if you missed Thursday's live broadcast, you can catch replays of the Local Live twice a day on this channel and find story clips on our YouTube channel. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to stay up to date on things you may have missed. We will be taking a break next week, so we'd like to wish you a happy and safe 4th of July. And if you can't make it, don't forget to tune in to LMC TV on Tuesday, July 2nd from 7 p.m. to catch the Firemen's Parade. Thank you for watching The Local Live. I'm Sibylla Chipaziwa, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night.
This program is sponsored by Village Pizza and Pasta, located at 1029 Boston Post Road, Mamaroneck, New York. If you are interested in sponsoring this or other programs on LMC TV, contact us for more information.